in your body, you are constantly making these acids. As you sit there, you're making carbonic acid, sulfuric acid, phosphoric acid, lactic acid, citric acid, ammonium ions, and ketone bodies. And the ketone bodies, the ones we worry about, are acetic acid and beta-hydroxybutyrate. You might as well learn that list because they're going to come up over and over again in this course, these acids are. Now, they call it lactic acid here. You remember from freshman chemistry, if you dissociate lactic acid, you get lactate. If you dissociate sulfuric acid, you get sulfate. The salt of the acid, or the conjugate base of the acid, ends with 8. The acid ends with ic. The conjugate base ends with 8. Well, I'm going to show you some. I'm jumping ahead here a little bit. I'll go back. I'm jumping ahead here a little bit so I can show you some pictures of that, just so you'll have something visual. Here's sulfuric acid. Ic. It dissociates into 2 protons and the sulfate ion. That's 8. We call this the salt of the acid, or the conjugate base. Here's beta-hydroxybutyric acid. It's ic. And here's the carboxyl group on here that makes it an acid. It's going to dissociate this proton here. Here's a proton. And now this is hydroxybutyrate, beta-hydroxybutyrate. Let's do the last one. It's one of the ketone bodies. And this other one is one of the ketone bodies. And we'll study those later in another chapter. Well, we might get to them in the case here. Here's acetoacetic acid. It dissociates, it's got an ic, it dissociates into acetoacetate 8 and the proton. So you've got that. That's a dissociation. One of our problems here is